Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and today I'm going to talk about ombre stamping. We're finishing up our series of stamping techniques because we're celebrating Close to My Heart's Stamptacular sale all month long. During the month of April, all of our stamp sets and stamp sets with thin cuts have been on sale. So there's a couple more days to grab any of those sets that you have to have. You can find those on my website, juliescott.closetomyheart.com, and I haven't heard of any selling out yet, but usually towards the end of the month things start selling out. So hop on there and grab those stamp sets that you have to have. So we have talked about solid stamping, second generation stamping, random stamping, and rock and roll stamping. And if you missed any of those videos, you can go back and watch them. I have them on my Facebook page and also on my YouTube channel, which is just Craft with Julie. And so today we're going to create this cute card using ombre stamping. So let me kind of show you what the technique is all about, and then we can get into creating the card. Let me scooch my sheet off to the side. The stamp set that I'm using today is not one that's on sale. So there are exceptions, but this one I wanted to show. It's called Every Bit of Wonderful, and this stamp set is our Operation Smile stamp set. So a portion of the sales go towards Operation Smile, which is a charity that helps kids get the surgeries they need, life-saving surgeries, so they can thrive. I believe it's like the cleft palate and have that surgery. So that's the Operation Smile is the charity that Close to My Heart teamed up with, and a portion of the proceeds from the stamp set go straight to Operation Smile. So it's been around for a little bit. A lot of you, I think, have this stamp. So it's one of those that will be here until our next big catalog. So I think July or August. So anyway, that's the stamp set I chose to use today because these flowers are too cute. So I'm going to grab, oops, that little guy came off, a block, and I will want the cush, the little foam insert that comes with your stamp. Okay, so ombre stamping is basically using the same color to get two shades and then bringing in a third or second color to get that third ombre look. So I chose Canary and Nectarine, and I'm going to give you a little secret. I'm not the best at picking out colors, so I kind of cheated a little bit. I grabbed the Love of Color idea book that is from Close to My Heart, and I knew I wanted to use Smoothie, and so I looked at this page right here, and there's 3 different options with Smoothie, and I thought this one would be the best for a flower. So it's Smoothie, Nectarine, and Canary, and White Daisy. So that's how I figured out my color combination, was from this idea book. So little cheat sheet. Okay, so here's my Canary and my Nectarine. I'm going to set these other 2 aside. What I did is I'm kind of doing the backwards stamping that I've kind of showed you before. I'm sure there's a name, but this side has the lines on it to stamp the lines on the flower. But what I'm going to do is actually flip it over so I can use that solid side of the flower for the ombre. So I'm going to grab my Canary ink, and I'm going to ink it up. I'm going to stamp it off. Actually, I need to open my Nectarine too. Set that next to it. And then I'm going to just, I'm trying to think. Hold on. To think this through. How did I do it? I'm stamping it off, and then I'm going to re-ink a little bit of the top. Then I'm going to come over here and ink the very bottom with the Nectarine, and then I'm going to stamp it. I'm just going to hold it for a second and then peel it up. So that's how you get your ombre. Okay, so I'm going to do that a couple more times. Oops, I don't know why I flipped that over. And I'm going to actually clean it off really quick with my stamp chamois. I remembered it today. Okay, so I'm going to ink that up. I'm going to stamp it off again. Going to ink that, and then I'm going to tap it on the Nectarine and then lay it down. Okay. And then we're going to do that again. Going to stamp it off and then dip it back in our ink, dip it in the tangerine, and stamp it off. Okay, so that is ombre stamping. Pretty easy and simple. You can do it with any color combination. In the instructions that I had, it said actually to wipe off the bottom and then ink it in the darker. But since these are kind of complementary colors, I knew they wouldn't mix. So if there's if you're using like a pink and a blue, you might want to wipe off the stamp before you dip it in your blue. So if that makes sense. So you dip it in your first color, stamp it off, then dip it back in that same color, and then dip it in your the darkest color, and then stamp it. Okay, we all got that? Hopefully. It looks a little bit harder than it is. Try it out. Try it and you'll get it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to flip this over to stamp my flowers. And I'm just using black. And I'm just going to stamp it right on top. And then, oh, I shouldn't have put my chamois away. And I'm going to do the two smaller flowers. Let's see if it'll fit on my 1x1 block. If your stamp set is new, you'll want to season the guy. And then you can choose kind of like where you want your ombre to be emphasized, and then we're going to cut them out for our project. Okay, and I think we're done with the black. Let me grab my scissors, and I'm just going to quickly cut these guys out. While I cut those, let me just talk about this. Here, let me stick this over here. So this idea is from our new Make It From Your Heart Volume 5 idea book. You've seen me use it quite a few times in the last couple of videos, just because it's new and I want to try out the different designs. But it's our newest idea book, and all of the books have blueprints in them. And then when you get to the project, like this one, it gives you the cutting dimensions and then gives you a couple ideas of how you can design that card. And then this one actually right here tells you the color combination came from the Love of Color idea book that I just showed you. And so you can see where they got their inspiration for the colors as well. So crafting should not be hard. I get all my little cheat sheets out all the time. And that's where I get a lot of my ideas. So I'm just going to fussy cut these two, and I know we've talked about thin cuts with these stamps. I've already put an email in to Close to My Heart asking for thin cuts. So maybe next time we'll get a set that has thin cuts. But this one's not too bad. And then I'm going to stamp some leaves in Smoothie, and it'll be good. Okay, one more. And I'm using Close to My Heart's microtip scissors. They are really nice and sharp. These are also non-stick, so you can cut some sticky things and they will not stick to your scissors or gunk them up. So they're really awesome to have. All right, I'm not the best fussy cutter, but I think it'll be okay if I leave a little bit of that ombre stamp showing. Okay, so now I have my 3 flowers. I just need to cut my 3 cardstock pieces. I've already marked them where to cut them. So this one, letter A, which is your longest piece, so this one right here, you go down 1 3/4 and then 2 1/8 over. And then your second one, which is this one right here, which is a Nectarine, you go down 2 inches and then over 2 1/8. This one is Smoothie, and you go down 2 1/2 inches and over 2 1/8. So I'm just going to quickly cut those with my trimmer and go out of the way, and hopefully, cross fingers, I don't mess up. Okay, so I just use a pencil to do the lines, and there's my line right there and right there. So that's Smoothie. And I chose to do the light side on this one. This card I used the dark side, but I thought those cute florals would show up a little bit better using the light side. So you can totally change it up. And this is Tangerine. Super fun, bright kind of orange. And then this is Canary. It's kind of a softer yellow. We've used Lemonade recently, but this is a softer yellow than Lemonade. Okay, cross fingers, I did that right. They kind of remind me of baseball diamonds. We're a sports family, can you tell? Actually, baseball is not one that we play. All right, so this bottom part, let me bring this over, is actually some of that mix-in paper packet that I've been using, the little pieces of it. This is from the March-April idea book, and I could have left it white, but then I just threw in some of the pattern and I thought it looked really cute. So we're going to use a pattern on the bottom, and then we're going to build our triangles. Start with the Canary. Just line it up on the top. And then next is Tangerine. And then Smoothie. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to stamp some leaves and then these flowers across the top using Smoothie. This is our old style of ink pad. I still use them because they work. And when they stop working, I will replace them with the new magnetic. So I just have these cute little flowers, and I'm going to stamp them across the top. Oh yeah, that looks a lot better. They pop out more using that lighter side of the Smoothie. So it's just some tone on tone stamping across there. And then we're going to add some leaves in this smoothie. And let me get my bigger block for the leaves. Okay. So I'm gonna just ink that up, and I have some kind of going this way and some going this way. And then I used a smaller leaf that fell off earlier and stamped it down here towards the bottom. Okay, a little cluster of 3 sprigs of leaves. This stamp set's really fun. You can build on top of each other. All the different, there's like bunches that are already made for you, or you can build your own. And of course the sentiments are really good on this one too. Okay, so let's grab our cute little flowers and decide kind of how we want to lay them. And I'm going to grab, I used some gold embossing thread, or embellishing thread. I always say embossing. Gold embellishing thread and some gold gems. I thought it went really well with kind of the gold hues of the yellow and orange. I'm gonna put some 3D foam on the back. This is the thin 3D foam. And I think I'm just gonna lay it right here. Maybe, let's see. I don't want to really cover those leaves up too much. Okay. And then add these 2 little guys. And right there, I think. And then one more right there next to it. Okay. Then I'm going to add some gold gems to the centers. If you have some like sparkle or stickles or something, you can totally add that to the center. And then one of my favorite embellishments is the thread. We have silver and gold, and just depending on what colors I'm working with, I choose silver or gold. So what I do is I just wrap this around my finger like 3 times. And I did not bring my glue dots, of course. I always forget something. Okay, so I kind of just grab the ends. Well, that's odd. Hold on. Something's not right with this thread. There's an extra like right in the middle. That is so strange. Okay, I think I fixed it. All right, try again. We're gonna wrap it around, and I usually use a glue dot to kind of attach those 2 ends, but since of course I have to forget something, I'll add some put it on some 3D foam, and that will hold it too. Oops. I'll just take that backing off. If it will come off. And then I'm just going to take my scissors. Oops. And kind of attach it underneath. Those flowers, and you can kind of move them a little bit to get the kind of look you want with your twine. Isn't that cute? I think it adds just a little bit. All right. There is your ombre stamping card. So try this technique out and let me know what you think, or if you have a better way of doing it, please let me know. It's kind of my first time of really focusing on just doing ombre. I've done similar techniques, but I haven't followed these exact instructions before. This chart is actually from Close to My Heart, so if you're interested in getting this stamping chart, you can just email me at julie@craftwithjulie.com and I can send this chart to you. You can also find the other stamping videos on my YouTube channel or on Facebook, and you can just search Craft with Julie and you can find those. And then I will put all the products I used in today's video in the description, so if there's anything you want to take a closer look at, you can. And you can find all of those products on my website, which is juliescott.closetomyheart.com. And come back, I believe tomorrow, I'm going to finish up our stamping series with masking. And I have a super cute card for that I'm excited to show you. So I will see you soon. Thanks. Bye.